Boise has been one of the hottest relocation markets for years, but going into 2026, I'm seeing some major changes. Whether you're considering a move, an upgrade, or investing here, this year is shaping up to be different. Boise is still growing, but the dynamics look different from the last few years. Before we dive deeper, I want to know, when you picture living in Boise in 2026, what matters most to you? Is it housing affordability, new neighborhoods, local lifestyle, or something else entirely? Drop it in the comments. I want to hear what you're focused on. Let's start with what's happening in the housing market right now. Over the last few years, everyone watched Boise experience massive pandemic-driven price surges. But now we're finally seeing a cooling or leveling off. Home price growth has slowed, and instead of the hyper-competitive frenzy of 20 or 22, we're shifting into a more stable, more predictable market. Inventory is beginning to rise, not dramatically, but enough to give buyers more leverage than they've had in a long time. More choices, fewer bidding wars, actual breathing room. But, and this is important, more opportunity does not mean the same thing as no competition. In the most desirable pockets, say the top school zones or walkable corridors, or those high-demand luxury neighborhoods, you'll still feel competition. The difference is that now buyers can enter these areas strategically and at more reasonable price points. So yes, maybe cheaper entry exists, but timing and neighborhood selection and strategy matter more than ever. Now let's talk about one of the biggest shifts, new construction and development. The Treasure Valley is seeing a major surge in new builds, especially in master plan communities across Meridian and Eagle, Star, Cuna, all the way through the Boise foothills. Builders are leaning hard into lifestyle-driven design, clubhouses, pools, pickleball courts, trail access, modern amenities that buyers are looking for. And this uptick in new construction pairs with something else I think we all feel. Migration is still happening. Even though it's no longer dominating headlines the way it did in 21 and 22, the relocation trend is still very much alive. Idaho was once again one of the top in migration states in 2025, and we see it daily. Families moving for safety, affordability, lifestyle, or simply a change. Boise is absolutely still on their radar. And this is where the resale market has entered a new micro market phase. If you're selling an older home, most buyers today want major work already completed. They will pay more for peace of mind. This trend is cyclical though. There are years where everyone wants to be the next HGTV project hero. But right now we are absolutely not in that phase. Higher interest rates are a huge driver. When it costs more to buy the home itself, buyers don't have an extra $20,000 to throw at a new HVAC system or a roof replacement. On the flip side, sellers often feel if it's not broken, why fix it? And so the tug of war continues, just as it has for the past few years. The difference now is that buyers have a slight advantage, more than they've had in years past. And here's another layer when you're choosing between new construction and resale. It's lifestyle. I've had clients buy brand new homes because they wanted the shiny bells and whistles, only to realize a year later that being closer to their kids' school mattered more. Thankfully, they found a workaround and are happy again, but it's a great example about how choosing a home is never just about finishes. It's about how you live your life. By the way, if you're new to my channel, hi, I'm Erica Toffel, Global Real Estate Advisor with Group 1 Sotheby's International Realty. I specialize in helping you relocate to Boise, Idaho, and the greater Treasure Valley. If you're thinking of making the move, send me a text, write me an email, give me a call. My information is on the screen. And please be sure to like, subscribe, and hit the bell to get notified every time I drop a new video. And you can scan the QR code on your television to contact me directly. For more daily content on what's going on in the Treasure Valley, check out my Instagram at Erica Toffel Real Estate. The next shift I want you to understand is lifestyle and infrastructure. Boise is growing. Some of it is needed and welcome. Some of it we could definitely do without. The diversity of who's moving here is increasing, expanding, which is good for the community. The traffic, on the other hand, not so much. And with growth comes infrastructure upgrades, meaning there is road construction everywhere. That's adding to the traffic, but it's also improving long-term connectivity. More restaurants, more boutique retail, expanded dining options, and more entertainment-based businesses is great for our economy. I've had so many questions lately about where the Boise market is headed. And one thing I always say is that the Treasure Valley market is always moving. Inventory may rise, but it still turns over. People want to live here. People continue relocating here. And the lifestyle amenities, well, they just keep coming. Given everything we've talked about so far, I'd love to know, would you be drawn to a newly built home in one of these expanding communities? Or would you rather secure something in an established neighborhood while the window is still open? Tell me what you're leaning toured, I love to hear. So what does all this mean for buyers and sellers and investors? Well, for buyers right now, this may be one of the better windows we've had in years. You have more options, less frenzy, and room to negotiate. You still need strategy in high demand areas, but overall, this is the market that lets you make intentional decisions. For sellers, homes are selling, but the days of listed and get 10 offers by Sunday are behind us. Pricing and presentation are everything right now. Buyers are comparing you to new construction and remodeled homes, so positioning matters. For investors, stabilization is your signal to zoom out. This is not the moment to buy simply because everyone is moving to Boise. Instead, focus on long-term value, strong micro markets, lifestyle demand, walkability, schools, and future developments. The right neighborhood fundamentals matter now more than rapid appreciation. For more real estate insights and relocation tips for Boise and the entire Treasure Valley, make sure you check out one of the other videos on the screen. Thanks for watching, and I will see you on the next one.